apparently people shouldn't be outside today because of all the smog for health reasons, but here I am. Should I be going more indoors today? It's one of those things where even if you don't feel it, should you still kind of, I guess, take precautions. They say people who are active should be okay, but you shouldn't be doing anything rigorous like huge sprints or anything like that. The skies are definitely all hazed up, and they'll look kind of interesting, or you'll probably see almost nothing, but it actually makes the sunset actually looks very red, like the sun just trying to go through, I guess, all the smoke and stuff like that. Today released by the Vancouver Police Department. It was around the P&E area. That's the fair that I'm probably going to go again this year when they have the free entrance. And essentially it seemed like right after a concert or something like that during the nighttime, there was a guy that went up to a person and pushed them on the road where they almost hit a car, and they actually captured, I guess, all the stuff on a dash cam, whoever this was. I don't know if it was police or just a regular pedestrian, but you can see it here. They released the footage and now they want some information, I guess, for anyone who may know who that person is. Apparently alcohol played a role in this, but no one was hurt, but still, they'd like to, I guess, catch the person. This thing kind of reminded me actually about capturing footage about the other thing I read today, which was kind of interrelated in some ways in terms of, I guess, getting footage of people doing dubious stuff potentially. This headline was pretty much everywhere. It says, new UK drone laws come into force today and you could be jailed for breaking them. And owners of drones will now have to register with the Civil Aviation Authority. So apparently in the UK, they're making some changes. So these are apparently the point form of the rules. It says drones must fly below an altitude of 400 feet. Drones must not fly within 1 kilometer of any airport's boundaries. Drones weighing over 250 grams will need to be formally registered with the CAA. Drone pilots must be able to present their registration documents if requested to do so by the police. Drone pilots will be required to take a drone safety test before they're allowed to fly. And drone users will be told to use apps to plan their flights to make sure that they are not entering unsafe no-fly zones. Almost makes me wonder, what do you mean by using apps to plan your flights? Everyone only be able to fly with waypoints, for example? And it says for recreational drone users, they must always keep the drone within sight, keep 500 feet away from crowds and or built-up areas if your drone is equipped with a camera. Stay 150 feet away from people and buildings if your drone is equipped with a camera. Avoid flying over or 150 feet near to open areas with more than 1,000 people present. Adhere to local council's rules about the drone flights in the area. So to me, that's the fascinating thing. For example, keep away from things at the crowds or built up areas if your drone has a camera. Stay away from things at the buildings if your drone has a camera. What is this? So basically, if someone's just flying, let's just say recklessly or dangerously because there's no quote camera on there, they can do so? Isn't that just as risky in terms of flying into people and all that stuff? That makes no sense. I'm going to guess the reason for that is for privacy reasons, as they say. But I think the person with a camera can actually fly more safely in many ways. At least they have multiple visual references as to what's going on. Because for the most part, for people like myself, when you're flying a drone, you don't even really care about necessarily the people. It's about the scenery and all that. If they happen to get in the shot, then that's just the way it is. Kind of like when people take selfies and so forth. I don't live in the UK, but to me that kind of shows that regulation was invented more not so much for quote safety, it's more for public paranoia, I guess you can say. Or my other thought is, if I was to accidentally capture something, it would probably be like in that video before where you capture someone doing something dubious. I mean, is it more like, what do you have to hide in a whole public space like this? I can see if you're flying it into someone's private property, like literally flying inside, putting the drone right in front of the person's face. That's different, but not for like just general open public space kind of thing. Again, that makes no sense to me though. Okay, it's okay to fly over the crowds and this as long as there's no camera on there. Although I was reading about the kilometer distance from the airport, it sounds so much better than what we have here, at least here in Canada. But again, it makes me wonder what people in the UK feel about it. Makes me wonder how long we're going to keep allowing things like hysteria to guide people on how the things like the rules should be, as opposed to just basic common sense. Must have been an event or something like that here the past few days for them to hang around here. Man, did they get into a fight or something? All the feathers and stuff that are on the grass. Alright, see you guys later.